robust urban garlic flavor.
We're up to around 77 now. Thank you, guys. We are now officially halfway to the goal. Nick Smith did a $1.99 super chat. Says, would you rather $50 in $2 $52 super chats or one $100 super chat? You know, I don't know the answer to that. The only way I would care would really be if they come in so fast that it's impossible to read them all. Oh, by the way, the pop-ups are right in my face. Let me move that over. Obviously, 50 of something is a lot harder to manage than, say, 1. But also, I don't know how it works on YouTube. Like, I think technically I should get the same amount, I think, from all of those. Like, it's not like, oh, I'll get more of a cut or less of a cut. It's a bigger or smaller super chat, I think. So, I guess there is no preference. Gee, I just got clobbered. I guess there is no preference.
I think that Phil is fundamentally missing the point of the question, and I think he's lying. Here's why. The question is literally a philosophical question of how Phil wants to run his business. Do you want to get a bunch of small contributions, or do you want a big whale supporter? Now, we all know what Phil wants because he's chosen it actively. He prefers the whale support instead of having a bunch of supporters.
Content creator. I don't have sponsorships, partnerships, deals with other companies to show products and get paid for it. There's no referral codes. I don't run many or any ads on my streams, maybe one ad break an entire stream. And that's because I'm a different kind of content creator. I don't just sit around doing that kind of stuff. I'm in it for enjoyment of games and sharing honest opinions with you. I don't have to kiss a game's butt because I'm not getting paid to play it. I don't have to slam a game unfairly and say negative things about it because I don't get clickbait views. I'm a different kind of guy making curated content for a specific audience. If you like this kind of content, which obviously you do, because I've been around for 15 years and you still to this day support my efforts to make it, please support it in any way that you can. Anything helps, whether it's engagement by liking a stream or liking a video or leaving a comment.
Phil is entirely a crowdfunded individual because he doesn't make much off the ads of his videos because he doesn't put any effort into them. So what Phil needs is people giving him money, contributions as he would call it. So here's the thing, would Phil rather have a lot of people supporting him through small contributions or having a small amount of people supporting him through large contributions? And Phil has always taken the latter route. You know why? Because he thinks how much you value him is how much money you give him in one sitting. So $2, he doesn't feel like you value him very much, but if you give him 25 plus, he thinks you value him a lot. And that is literally the fundamental thing that drives Phil. He gets a dopamine rush from those donations coming in. And that's why he begs so much for money. It's not just champions, it's the thrill of it. It's the hunt. It's the game. Can I hit the goal tonight? Can I get somebody to give me tons of money? That is what he's after.
Show trolls, they are nothing but dorks. All right, so we start with Bowser tonight. And then anyone who contributes $10 or more, you get to pick the next racer. If you contribute $20 or more, you get to pick the next racer and the cart. And for $20 contributions tonight, we have special animations with sound effects tied to them. So it's $20 super chat or tip or 4 subs over on Kick, you'll get that, okay? Jade, perhaps we'll use Donkey Kong tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, so it shows you Phil charges a premium for everything because he thinks he's worth that at the end of the day. So it's $10 to pick a driver, $20 to pick a driver and a cart, which is really the cart, really. If anything, it should be like 12 or 15 if you're charging 10 for the driver. And then the most egregious thing, sounds. You need to pay $20 for Phil to play a sound effect on the message. Like, dude, this is basic stuff that you should be having it for like maybe $2, maybe $5. Like, he charges a premium because he's like, I need to make that money fast. And it makes you wonder, does he know his audience is dwindling? Because he always tries to squeeze them for as much as possible. Like, that's what he does. He doesn't try and grow his audience and get more support from more people so he makes more money. He tries to squeeze the dwindling amount that's left from the people that he still has that still listen to him and don't think he's a complete joke.
So I'm just going to say this. If you're a Mario Kart enjoyer, if you enjoy the game, you like me playing it every week, then please, okay, please support it tonight and support it early so we hit the goal and we know that we're going to keep playing it. Because the people who come in, like, I understand, oh, I want to be a hero. I want to come in like Dirk Daring or Superman and save the day with a last-minute contribution to hit the goal. I would much rather just hit it early so we know we're doing it, and that way people know we're doing it again next week and can look forward to it. Now, we said we were going to be done with it, and I turn the stream off, and then someone all of a sudden is gifting or does a tip, right? So if you're here tonight, you enjoy Mario Kart, please support the stream. Let's hit that goal early. Now, sadly, we didn't hit a goal earlier. We were doing so well this week, and now we didn't hit a goal earlier, and that's devastating. Absolutely monumentously devastating. Sometimes you can't recover, all right? It's awful. So now we have to hit that goal tonight, okay? I mean, we're only at 76 out of 80 goals to do the MLB Big Bites pretzel bun menu. How can we do that if we're stuck at 76 goals? We got to get to 80, all right? So let's hit it tonight. Let's get to 77 goals, all right? And possibly even 78 to make up for earlier. That'd be amazing. I love it.
Like, literally, this is the meat of the content that he puts out. It's not the games, it's whether he hits the goal or not, which you can translate whether Phil gets money or not, whether the goal, whether Phil can play Champions tonight, whether Phil can order DoorDash tonight. That is his content. The games are just filler, and they pad out the runtime, but DSP is really just handing you a tin can and telling you to fill it. Like, this is what he's most comfortable doing. He's not comfortable editing his videos or making entertaining content. He's miserable playing games. He's comfortable asking you for your support, aka your financial contributions. And he doesn't want your $2. He doesn't want your $5. He wants your 20s. He wants your 50s. Like, I can't wait for the day that Bill will be complaining about kick subs and telling them that it costs less than a cup of coffee. Because Phil is already well on the way there. Because it's a whole game to him. DSPgaming is essentially him playing the game of whether you give him money or not. Like, you see that whole clip was uninterrupted. It's just talking about him, a financial situation of his streams. So his personal financial problems are your business. That's the game here.
Of course there was a banana peel there. Of course not. I'm getting hit by nothing. Literally nothing has connected with me, but I'm already in last. No way to recover. Complete trash. Wow, flattened out of nowhere. That must have been point blank because I couldn't even see it. Now I'm 15th. Yeah, this sucks. I'm done. I'm out. Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Coin Coffer is not my style. He's way too slow. Oh, Nick, thanks for a $2 super chat. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. So, guys, we're 85 bucks to support. I'm probably doing 1 to 2 more races tonight, and that is it. So now will be your last chance, if you like Mario Kart, to continue it in the rotation, or it's saying bye-bye tonight. Jeff, it's called The Goal. It's right on your screen. That's what you need to hit the goal. It's literally above your head. Just look up at the top of the screen. Probably 1 to 2 left, guys.
Yeah, DSP had 19 individual contributions and he's complaining. Yeah, we need to hit this exact dollar amount. It doesn't matter if he has 100 people giving him $1 to keep playing Mario Kart. He wants that 150. He's just so transparently holding out for the huge donation. He was more popular, and if he was a more positive and meaningful and entertaining streamer, he wouldn't have this issue needing to rely on a whale because he would have an abundance of people who would want to give him $2 to $5 contributions that he'd hit the goal every time.
Of course, there's no way I get an item and I get bullied off the track. I hate it. I really do. Like, it's you can play as much as you want. You'll never get good. It's all about luck. It's trash. It's a trash game. It's not made for competitive play at all. I can't control my car. Nothing I can do there at all. 0. That's it. Done. All because of blue shell. It's over. All because of blue shell. Nothing I did wrong. I was in first, then I'm in 8th. Amazing gameplay, huh, guys? Piece of garbage game. I'm in first, then I'm in 8th. Nothing I can do. I think Nick had done 2 super chats during that match, each for $2.
Yeah, and Phil doesn't even read what they say because Nick has been doing this for like 5 or 6 times. And Phil's like, okay, you've hit your quota. Give me more money or I won't shout you out. Like, this just shows you he's completely ungrateful and salty. Like, he thinks if you give him $2 super chats that you're a troll. Like, only real fans of DSP give him $50. Trolls give $2. That just shows you how ungrateful grateful he is about the support he gets because he thinks he's entitled to it, and he thinks if you give him a cheap amount in his mind that you don't value him. So it's an affront to his ego. And if you give him nothing at all, that's even worse. Especially if you're a frequent contributor and you decide not to give him any money and you're just hanging out, Phil will despise you for that.
Okay, nothing I can do there.
So now we're gonna shift gears a little and we're gonna go back to my early detractor days when I trolled Phil.
Then what about the entire segment? And by the way, the only reason I know about this segment is because when I saw the Mr. Matoker response video and I watched it, immediately YouTube flooded my feed with a bunch of negative videos about me. Because that's what YouTube does. It's so stupid. You watch one video and immediately you get monstrously bombarded with negative. Okay? So I watched the Metokur response and immediately there's a giant segment video of Rich insulting me on his show the other day, completely misrepresenting something that happened on my podcast the other day. We had people coming on this stream doing 5-cent and 10-cent cheers and saying dumb, insulting, just spamming the feed constantly. So the pop-ups would keep coming up so that, you know what I'm saying? That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to disrupt the streams, right? Where you can get a pop-up or a shout-out or whatever. Like, now we've got it $4.20, $5, $10, $20. We have these different tier levels for rewards, but makes sense, right? Okay. So how does Rich report it? DSP only wants $100 tips. I'm serious. That's what his thumbnail said. DSP only wants $100 tips because Phil only wants big contributions. He's not appreciative of small contributions that come in. He refuses to shout out small contributions on his stream. He's basically a greedy scumbag. That's what he said. Again, this is the kind of people that they are, is they misrepresent me. They make it up. That would also be like saying Phil forces sub-only mode on his streams because he's trying to artificially inflate the subscribers on his channel. No, absolutely not. The reason we have sub-only mode on the stream is because if I didn't have it, you'd have constant bot accounts coming in here spamming. We had that for about 1 month when I became a full-time streamer here on YouTube last year. The streams were atrociously bad with people coming in and trolling like crazy. We collectively agreed sub-only mode was the way to fix it, and people have said, wow, is your chat so much better? Did you have control over it now, right? We can actually have meaningful conversations and not just trolls constantly spamming.
Like, Phil, people didn't care about that. The issue was you had to wait 24 hours before you could chat on Phil's streams. That's not being inclusive, Phil. That's excluding people because you can't have people that click on your video and find you and then immediately jump in. And he's like, oh, the trolls. Yeah, you filter out the trolls, but you also filter out potential newcomers. And then there's you like to over-moderate everything. Somebody tells you to stop begging, they're banned.
But you could spin it and say, oh, it's because I'm trying to inflate my subs. That's essentially what Rich does. That completely misrepresent me and the things I say on purpose for have drama to talk about for personal gain. He thinks that's content, He's that dumb. He actually thinks, and again, anyone who's in an audience, why would you entertain that? If you are actively in Rich's audience and you know that he's frequently manufacturing drama for you, why would you continue to watch? Unless you're dumb or gullible, right? You should demand better from the people who you watch and follow.
Okay, I guess I should demand better from the guy I watch called DSPgaming. Maybe I should tell him to stop begging and get a job or something. So you know who made that thumbnail? That was actually me. Like, that was a video I put up, and Phil thought it was Review Tech USA because he didn't look at it close enough. Yeah, I trolled Phil there. It's called exaggeration to get clicks, Phil. Everybody does it. Like how you pretend the 6 videos you put up a day are actually entertaining. But the thing is, fundamentally, you do not value small contributions because you think that if somebody gives you $2, you think they don't value you. It's the opposite. They value you enough to part with their money and give it to you. They don't have to give you anything, Phil. You are entitled to nothing from them. You owe them. They don't owe you anything. So instead of being appreciative when somebody gives you a small amount, you just disregard it. And I'm not saying you don't shout it out. You obviously do. It's like we can can tell you just don't really appreciate having a wide audience that gives you small amounts of dollars. You are the gambler who wants that big reward. He wants that big tip, because otherwise you don't feel valued, you don't feel loved. And he's like, I can't feed my family off of $2 tips. If you have 400 people giving you $2 each on one stream, that's $800. That's a lot of coin, Phil. You're just not a smart businessman. You operate like a pyramid scheme that you try to squeeze as much as possible from your fans, low to high, instead of really running a functioning, healthy business. Or a functioning, healthy live stream, which is what it really is. So you charge a premium on everything, and it shows. And it kind of deters people from giving you money. But you push so hard that you pushed away the people that were reluctant to give you money, and you've saved yourself for the big contributors. That's what pressure does. It divides your audience.
And the entire world against me, I still win a game that I'm probably like, I'll never play it again. I know that the online play is insanely stressful and not fun. Stuart just gifted a membership. Thank you, Stuart, for the gifted membership there. And, I mean, let's be honest. I could tell that you guys are tired of it too. At least those of you who actually support my content. Because if you didn't notice, we didn't hit the goal tonight. So people are tired of it. People who actually like Dark Side Phil are tired of Super Mario Kart World, you know? They are. So... and before anyone cries and says, oh, Phil, why are you not going to play it anymore? I've outright said from the start, I will keep games in rotation if you guys like them and you support them. I said that from the start. This was not a misconception. This is not, you know. And tonight, again, it didn't happen. I mean, there's been a couple Mario Kart streams where it looks like it was the end. And then last minute, someone came in and did like a giant contribution at the end. That didn't happen this time. So...
yeah, and then he also did 2 fake out where he pretends he got a large contribution because he turned the stream back on, but he didn't, and then he just mocked the trolls. So here is what happened. He got over $100 across 23 individual contributions. So that is about $5, a little under, per contribution. And DSP is saying those 23 contributions don't matter. All it matters is if I got that whale tip. And he didn't even count them all. He ended his total at 92. He missed a couple because that's what happens when you're focusing on races, and the super chats apparently fly by in the slow as molasses chat. I know that's a big issue with YouTube, like the live stream. If you get super chats, it should have like a super chat tab. I think it's under the activity tab though, so I don't know. And that literally depresses your audience because the further you are from a goal, the harder it is for somebody to tip. So he was really like $48 away instead of $58, which would make it somewhat easier. But it seems like Only As Coffee just didn't want to wail out and support this game tonight. And if you look at it, I literally looked at the tips. He got 5 tips. All of those $2.50 or less. So he got 5 tips and $6.54 off of that. So you know, that's what he's really cheesed about because he can't play Champions tonight on that. So basically, if you're giving Phil $2 to $5 contributions, he doesn't care. All he cares about is that big contribution that gets him to the goal. What he doesn't get, that things build on top of each other. So if you had robust support, you would be able to hit those goals easier instead of just sitting here and panhandling. Like some days, you will hit the goal, you will go well over because that whale shows up. But on other days where the whales don't, you get days like these, which is still a pretty good day, especially for the amount of people you have coming to your streams.
I'll keep it up. If we flounder, then we won't. And in fact, remember, we were going to retire Mario Kart, and then all of a sudden, last minute, a week or two ago, someone contributed and kept it in the rotation. And support it early, so we hit the goal, and we know that we're going to keep playing it. Because the people who come in, like, I understand, oh, I want to be a hero. I want to come in like, you know, Dirk Daring or Superman and save the day with a last-minute contribution to hit the goal.
Yeah, and this is a problem that occurs when you make the goal such a big deal. People hold out into the last minute, especially because it's such a huge goal. It's 150. It used to be 50, 100, 150 on your streams. So people were like, yeah, I want to see this continue, but I only want to see it continue to a certain point. So I have $20 to give Phil. I'm not going to give him at the beginning because maybe I want to save it for another game I want to see him play. So if we get to like 130, I'll give my $20. But if we're at like 70, I'm not going to give him $20. And that's what happens, Phil. It's not necessarily people wanting to be dramatic and being a hero. I know for Only Iced Coffee, that kind of is a thing, but for everybody else, sometimes. And it's like crazy because you're the one recently talking about the new YouTube leaderboard. It's like, come on, Phil. You want to hype up the prestige of giving to you because it's a good business model. But what you do is you turn it into a laughingstock because it's like, oh, look, this whale. Because you don't have a broad amount of support. You will have a handful of whales that fund this business. Without them, the live streams would be over because you're gonna like, $2, $5, I don't want any of these. And you would have been done ages ago because it's like you don't care if there's 50 people watching. As long as you hit the goal, you don't care. It doesn't matter if Only Iced Coffee is the only one contributing because you hit the goal, you don't care. Somebody gave $100 and I didn't get any other support, that's still a good day. Someone really wants me to keep this game in the rotation, so I will do that. But with a game like Mario Kart, where there's clearly broad appeal, your viewership is higher, you're just like, oh, that's just trolls. So what if it's trolls? More viewers means more eyes on you. More eyes on you will eventually lead to more money, but you don't get that because you just want to have your little cluster of supporters that give you massive amounts of contributions because it makes you feel important. And that's what it is at the end of the day.
I do hope we get momentum back tomorrow. I have just received absolutely nothing. Mario Kart is still canceled. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm serious. Sorry. No more Mario Kart trolls. So to all the trolls who tried to stream snipe me, thanks for nothing. I'm still good at the game. I just don't like it. Have a good night. You really can't make this up. I just received absolutely nothing. I'm still not playing Mario Kart again. So choke on it.
Yeah, he felt the need to do this. Like, this is just so ungrateful. Thanks for mocking the 23 individual contributions you got, Phil. But he's like, I don't care. They're stuck in my web. They're gonna give me money anyway. Because the people that have already wised up are already gone. That's what you think, Phil. That's how you work in your own little world. And you really think your fans love this because he's like, wait, he just owned the trolls by quitting a game. That's a good thing. Yeah, it's always sunny in Philadelphia. So I just want to say thank you for all of you that continue to support this crazy channel. I wouldn't be here without you cheap cheaps freeloading off of these videos or whatever Phil wants to call it. Because your views lead me to make more content or something, I don't know. Putting things through a Phil lens just makes everything 1,000 times more confusing. I don't know. So thanks for tuning in. This is Rug, turning off the TV. See you next time.
I eat banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then squeeze banana!